think I just found my favorite piece. This is just fantastic. Look at this. So it's like a muff and then it's a purse at the same time. Joining us is Patricia. Joining us from Century-Old Antiques. And this is interesting because for you, you just love to travel to trade shows. It's not like there's a store setup. This for you is it's a traveling show for you.
Absolutely.
What do you enjoy about it?
I love it because I love the shows because I get to meet so many great people. I really do. And people are what make it happen. You know, I love the business because I love the hunt, finding all the great treasures for them that they're going to enjoy. And when I find any of my bags, I spend a lot of time restoring them. And then to find the right person that really appreciates it, it's very exciting.
I can imagine. I think there's got to be a new interest right now, especially with fashion, that people are going back. They like that vintage look. They love that classic look. And so it's almost feels like people are now on the hunt for it.
Absolutely. It's a very large growing trend. You know, in handbags, it's really interesting because at one time somebody would think, oh, I'm not going to use a used handbag. But on the contrary, today, it really allows people to have something that's unique, something that's affordable, like when you get into the designer lines, it's a fraction of the cost of what it would have been originally. And when I first get them, they don't look like this, although I am very particular in what I buy, but I take a lot of time in ensuring that they're cleaned thoroughly inside and out. So anybody can take them home and use them as if it were a brand new bag.
Are there some favorites here that you have or some that, you know, people
All
are looking for?
All of them. I mean, it's really, you know, I love fashion. I grew up in Montreal where fashion is king, right? You've got a fabulous vintage croc. That would be about 1940s. To find one in that condition is amazing, because very often on the older ones, the straps will crack over years they've dried. There are, you know, this again is another purse and a muff as well, which is kind of fun.
I like that concept.
You've got some vintage Celines, you've got Gucci's, Fendi's, again, other vintage just leather bags like this. This is a great bag. This is kind of called, the name of the company rather, is called Du Fratelli. It's made in Canada, which is really nice, and the company is out of Montreal. So they make some dynamite stuff, very, very well made. I like to also carry some duffel bags of some type if I can for folks that are traveling or want an overnight bag.
And I feel I need to be incredibly delicate just lifting this.
It's in great shape and it's actually very durable. A lot of folks are afraid of them, but they're not anything to be, you know, worried about. They've lasted all these years, so I think that they'll make it. You know, with anything, if you take care of it, it's going to work.
I think so often now we're just so used to just kind of piling things in and throwing them on the floors that we've lost that taste of taking care of some of these items. So it's nice to be able to find ones that have lasted through time. I noticed too that you also have shoes. You've got things for gentlemen and jewelry as well.
We never like to leave the gentleman out, so that's why we always make sure that we have. I have some designer ties. I have this is a Liberty and this is a Versace. We've got a Christian Dior scarf for gentlemen. At the show, I have full-length fur coats, some for gentlemen as well as some cashmere coats. The shoes and the bag, those are both by Stuart Weitzman. Wonderful make, always great quality. And then we also have costume jewelry. This is all for ladies. We don't have any gentlemen stuff. All of this was made by a company called Sherman. And the gentleman whose company it was, his name was Gustav Sherman. And the company started in 1941, I believe it was, or 46, and continued until the early 80s after he had passed away.
Some beautiful items. I can imagine people are coming in, they're asking for questions. We've run out of time.
Okay.
But want to let people know that this is just one of the 60-some vendors that are going to be down at Carleton University at the Fieldhouse. It's Antiquing at the Fieldhouse. It's starting later on today. It will run right through the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at fashion right now, which is kind of making a comeback, and a lot of people looking for vintage items. But keep in mind, there's china and furniture and anything else, and dolls, anything else that you can think of that you would find at an antique show. So have fun, have a great time, especially with the rain. Might be really nice to kind of head indoors and do some shopping.